Hello everyone, you are all very welcome to our Teens Kabuki Inspired Puppets workshop with Heather Gray. My name is Heidi and myself and my colleague Justina will be in the background if you need any assistance. If you have any questions or if you need Heather to slow down or to repeat anything, please pop that into the Q&A. The chat is disabled for child protection reasons, but anything you want to say, you can pop that into the Q&A and we'll be able to see it, and Heather will only be too happy to respond to you there. But without further delay, I'm going to hand you over to Heather.
Thanks, Heidi. Hello, everybody. My name is Heather, and I'm going to do this Kabuki-inspired puppet workshop with you today. I wonder if anyone has ever made any puppets before, and if so, how did they turn out? So this is the type of puppet that we're going to make, and Kabuki is a type of Japanese dance drama. So maybe you might have heard of the other type of theater in Japan, the No theater, which would be a much more upper class type of theater. So this is a really fun, glamorous, highly stylized type of theater. And we're going to be making, we're going to be painting the faces of our puppet in the Kabuki style, which is called Kumidori Makeup. So I'm going to show you a couple of images of makeup styles that you can try. And then we're also going to be making robes. So we're going to be making robes for our puppet, and we're going to be putting the robes onto our stick of whatever material that we have. So hopefully everyone has all the materials that you need. So if you have got colored paper, or if you have some origami paper, you can use that as well. And welcome to everyone. Thank you for coming to this workshop on your Friday evening, and happy culture night as well, as Heidi said. And yeah, so we're going to make a Kabuki inspired puppet. So it doesn't have to be a Kabuki puppet. It could be something inspired by it. So I'm going to show you a couple of images of some Kabuki actors. So these are actually, you could go and see these if you're in Dublin. If you're close to the Chester Beatty, you could go and have a look at these guys in the gallery. Or actually, I think these ones were in the previous. So the current exhibition is in two parts. So these were actually in the previous one, but they're in the building. So here are some Kabuki actors, and they're displayed here on fans. So you can see we've got some beautiful makeup, and it's very dramatic makeup, and we have the robes as well. So you're going to be making puppets of these guys, and the character on his lapel here means tall, so he must be a very tall character, supposed to be, and the character here says middle or central, Jong. So maybe this is the main character, possibly in the play. So you can have a look at the robes and the facial expressions. So Kabuki is known for its over-exaggerated makeup and facial expressions. And they don't use masks, they use makeup instead. So that's why we're going to be painting our and so if anyone do you want to tell me where you are? If you want to type it into the Q&A or the chat. I think maybe chat is disabled, but into the Q&A you can
chat is disabled, so Q&A please. Thank you.
Q&A. You can let me know where in the country you are. If you're in Ireland, we have had participants that are outside of Ireland, or we've had people from Galway and Cork. So you can let us know where you are. Here is some more Kabuki makeup. And so you can see it's really super exaggerated. This one looks quite sad. Look at that one, and I'll just show you one more, and this one. Okay, so we're going to get started with our makeup for our puppet. Oh, you're in Antrim. Very good. That's Therese Gorman, is in County Antrim. Very good. Yeah, so you probably won't be popping into the Chester Beatty this evening then. So it's a good thing that we have our Zoom workshops. That's the great thing about Zoom. You can actually tune in from anywhere. So it's brilliant for inclusivity for sure. And anybody else, would anyone else like to share where they are? So I'm in Dublin, I'm in Fairview in Dublin, so not too far, maybe a 30-minute cycle from, maybe 25-minute cycle from Chester Beatty. So not very far at all. Now, okay, so this is the makeup style that I'm going to show you. And this is the Kumidori Makeup, and it's very heavily stylized and quite glamorous. And we are going to be making quite small puppets today. You can make yours bigger if you like. Go away, Tara. Have you been here before? You've been at a workshop before. Tara, I think you have. That's great that you're tuning in from Galway. I was in Galway on Tuesday for the Galway Arts Festival, and Elle Downey is in Dublin. Great, that's good. You're probably not too far from me. Very good. So this is the puppet that we're going to be making. So we have our makeup, our Kumidori makeup here, and then we have our robes here. So I'll just go through the materials that you're going to need with this. So you're going to need some heavy card, some sort of a heavy card that you can cut out into a head shape. And then you're going to need heavy card for the back as well. And then the important type of tape that you will need. If you don't have it, sellotape will be fine, but it'd be great if you've got duct tape because it's really strong. So you can tape your card onto your lollipop stick or onto the barbecue stick that you have. So you're going to need heavy card, then you're going to need some colored paper. You're going to need tape, and you're going to need either a lollipop stick, like this, lollipop stick, or a barbecue stick if you have it. So maybe this is the time you can run around your house if you haven't found them just yet. And here are a few other lollipop stick puppets. So if we have time, maybe we could make a couple of characters. Okay, so we're going to get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to draw our head shape onto our card. So so if you've got notebook paper, you could use notebook paper that's thick enough paper. And then you're going to draw the head of your puppet. And yeah, so it's Kabuki inspired. So you could, if there's a particular character that you really like, maybe you could make a puppet of them. If anyone is a David Bowie fan, you could make a David Bowie puppet. That would be great. So just drawing basic head shape here and basic features. Hopefully you can see that. Yep. So I've just drawn my basic shape here, and then I'm going to paint the features onto my head shape. So I'm going to use some blue, because I already have my red faced Kabuki puppet. So I'm going to make a blue one now. But if you don't have paint, you can use markers. That's completely fine. Markers, or even coloring pencils or crayons or anything like that. So I'll actually, depending on which color you're going to use, I'll share this. So So I'll share this one. So I'm going to do a blue version of this one. So nobody is here from outside Ireland then. I think we've got Dublin, Galway and Antrim. So I think we're all in Ireland. It's a very rainy evening here in Dublin. Well, it's been a rainy day. And I think it's about to start raining again, which is a pity for all the outdoor activities. Luckily for us, we're home and in front of our computers. So I'm just going to paint some of the dramatic makeup onto this face, and then hopefully it will dry in time for me to cut it out. So don't apply your paint too thickly so that it's got time, so that it will dry quick and it doesn't take forever to dry. And if you're making a larger puppet, you have an advantage. So this one is quite small. So it's a pretty tiny puppet. So it's gonna be hard to get all the features in. But we're going to paint this and then allow it to dry. And while this is drying, we will make our robes for our character. And while you are making your puppet, you can decide what is the story going to be that they are in, what will happen in their story. So it's completely up to you. So you can make up your own narrative, and you can make up your own character. So yeah, if anyone can think of a name for their character, you could write it in the chat. And you could tell us then what is going to happen in your play once you have your character finished. So this paint is actually drying already, which is good. And I wonder if Tara in Galway, I wonder, did you go and see anything in the Galway Arts Festival? Have you seen any nice art? I hope so. I only saw a play, an Enda Walsh play, but I didn't actually have time to see anything else. But it's great that you can go to plays again. That is wonderful. Things are going back to normal. Okay, so I've just started with the makeup around the eyes on my one. And then I'm gonna move down to the rest. Tara says, no, you haven't been to anything in the Galway Arts Festival. That's okay, don't worry. Maybe you're not in Galway City. If you're not in Galway City, then I guess it's a bit harder to go to all the stuff. But there was lots on in the art galleries that look good. No street theatre this year, but hopefully next year there will be. Hopefully Macnas will be back with a vengeance. Okay, so I'm just moving down to the nose. And again, if you don't have paint at home, that's fine. You can use anything else. So if you've got food coloring, use food coloring, or coloring pencils or pens, markers, anything like this. That is fine. And I don't know if anyone has watched the cartoon Avatar, The Last Airbender, but the arrow on the Kabuki actor's chin reminds me of the arrow on Aang's head. And that's probably where they got it from. Now, okay, so my paint is done for my mask. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna come back in with a marker and just highlight the features, the eyes and the nose and the mouth. So I've got one in blue, and now I'm gonna do another one in red. So you can draw a second face. So I have a second one here already, and I'm gonna paint this one as well. And did everyone finish their first head? I can share the next image. Now, so the next one is a bit different. And this one has very, very sad eyebrows. So I'm going to paint this one in. So I think yeah, a David Bowie inspired Kabuki actor would be very cool. That would look great. Starman face. And if anyone has any makeup at home, you could even put on some makeup in this style. And then I'm just going to fill in the eyebrows. And with this. And then we're going to leave these to dry to the side. That's one. And there. So just while that was drying, I just filled in some more of the features here. So you can, if you're painting, so maybe you could let me know in the Q&A if you're painting or if you're using markers, or how are you coloring in your makeup. You could let me know. And here's another one. If you prefer to do a different one. So I've got two faces now. So I'm going to let them dry. And I'm just going to fill in a few more features on this one as well, on the blue. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my two makeup Kabuki actors, and I'm going to leave them to the side to dry over here. And then I'm going to make some robes. So again, you want to use some thick card. And then if you have some nice colored paper, you can use that. So I have some pink sugar paper here. And then I also have some origami paper as well. So if you've got colored paper, that's great. Or if you have origami paper, you can use that. Or maybe some newspaper or magazine paper. You could use any of that. And then I'm just gonna make my robe. So this one is pretty simple. So I'll make the next two a little bit more complicated. And let me show you. You can have a look at these robes and see if you can recreate them in paper. And if you don't have colored paper, you could just draw your robe onto the paper. So this is one. So I'm going to cut this one out. No, so that's one robe. cut out. And then you can take your colored paper or your origami paper. I'll use colored paper for this. And then just put the card down on the colored paper and trace around it. And then we're going to cut that out and stick it onto the card. So that's one robe ready. And you could draw on top of that as well and decorate it. And then I'm going to make a smaller one. My other character. And you could let me know if you have all of your robes cut out yet, or how many characters you're making. So I'm making two characters today. You can let me know how your character is going. Maybe you're already onto the third character. Yeah, so I've just cut out the second rope, and then I'm gonna trace around it onto this paper, and then we can stick it all together. So then you can cut out your colored paper, or you can draw onto the card either, or you could paint onto the card either. Be nice. Okay, so I've got my card cut out and I have my colored paper cut out here as well. And I'm gonna glue them together. So if you've got some Pritt stick, that would work well, or if you've got cell tape, that would work as well. And I'm just going to do both at the same time. So this is my smaller one. This is the right way around. No, it is not. So I need to. So I've glued the wrong side of my card. So I'm going to cut out some colored paper. Stick on this side. So I put glue on the wrong side of my card. So I'm actually gonna use colored paper to cover this one, and then we can draw on top of it. So be careful when you're gluing or putting out your paper. Okay, so I've got my glued card, and then I have colored paper to put on top. On this side, like so. And then I'm gonna put the paper I cut out earlier is gonna go on the back. Like so. Yeah. So crisis averted. So we've got one row, and I'll draw the character on there. We'll make this the central character. So I'm gonna write central here. Maybe hard to see that because it's in pencil. So I'm gonna go over it in pen. And then I'm just gonna add a few details as well. Yeah. Okay, so that's the body of my central character. And then I'm going to glue the other one as well. Here it is. So I think this is the actor on the left of the screen. So I've got my card drawn out and then I've got my paper. So I'm going to stick this on. Make sure I'm on the right side this time. Trim a little bit off the bottom. And then just popping this on top and sticking it down. And then again, I'm going to add a couple of details with pen or pencil or marker or whatever you have at home. And on this one, on his shoulder, it has the character for Tull. So I'm going to put this character on here. Okay. So that is the robes on the left, Tull, and then we have central here. So the next thing I'm going to do is, hopefully if you painted your faces, hopefully they've dried at this point. And I'm going to cut these out. So yeah, if you want to cut out the faces that you drew earlier, whether you used marker or paint or just pencil. So this would be a good time to cut them out. The paint on this one is not quite dry, but I'm going to cut it out anyway. Hopefully it's mainly dry. Now, okay, so yeah, if everyone has their pieces cut out now, and then the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to get your either your lollipop stick, or if you've got some barbecue sticks, or lollipop sticks, if you've got these large lollipop sticks, they're very good as well. So whichever thing you have that you're going to stick your characters together on. And then if you've got duct tape, that's perfect. But if you just have sellotape, that's good too. So you can use your sellotape. So I think I'm going to use two barbecue sticks for this, but lollipop stick is good as well. And I'm going to start by putting the costume on, the body. That's the body of your puppet, and then we're going to stick the head on as well. And maybe you could do changeable heads if you have one costume that you really like. So then that is our first Kabuki puppet made. Hopefully you all have something made. You could let me know in the Q&A if you've got one done already. So we've got our costume and we have our Kumidori makeup. And then I'm going to make my second one as well. So again, I'm using the barbecue stick. And I'm going to put on my outfit first. And I'm going to put the head on as well. And we'd love to see your finished puppets. If you want to take a picture of them, and you can send it into Heidi. Elle Downey is starting their second one. Amazing. So you've got one made. That's brilliant. And what is your character? Is it David Bowie? Or is it a Kabuki actor? And that's brilliant. Glad to hear that you're starting the second one. So hopefully everyone got at least one made today. It's a warrior. Ooh, cool. That sounds great. Elle Downey. Nice. That sounds brilliant. Thank you very much for coming along, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your culture night tonight. So everybody, so here are the two Kabuki theater actors or Kabuki theater inspired actors even, that I've gotten done this evening. And I hope everyone has gotten at least one done. And I'm very excited to see what you've made. So if you like, you can email Heidi at chesterbeattyonline@cbl.ie. And we'd really like to see what you made today. And so that's pretty much it from me. So thank you for coming along. Maybe you could, if anyone else would like to share what type of a character they made, that would be brilliant. You can let us know in the Q&A. And then I hope to see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.